Hey guys, thanks for checking out my channel. I wanted to make a quick video about a sleeping bag that I just got. I've been on the market for a little while. I've been doing a ton of research and I've just been battling between synthetic or down. I'm sure many of you might be looking or considering similar options. And so part of my research, obviously everybody has different needs. You got to look at what's important to you, what you want, what you need, maybe you want to sacrifice some things, but for me, I wanted to make sure that packability was a big aspect of my backpacking experience. And so not that I plan on necessarily doing a ton of through hikes as far as longer distances, but overall into my backpack, I want to make sure to fill it with as much things that I need. And I didn't want to have to worry about a sleeping bag that's just going to take up, half or more than half of the space in my back. So I was able to get the Hyke Byke. As you can see there, the Eolus, I think that's how you say it, E-O-L-U-S. This is the 0 degree 800 fill power goose down. So I haven't used it, I will put that out there. But honestly, I've been highly anticipating its arrival. I'm gonna be taking a trip soon here. We're in January 2021, so we are in winter, so I want to make sure to get a 0 degree sleeping bag. So obviously another thing too, that during my research, there's a ton of different brands. I'll say, hey, it's 0 degree, but the comfort level is actually like 30 degrees or 20 or even higher than that. So obviously you got to take those things into consideration. But another thing as well is going to be the fact of making sure your entire sleep system is actually going to be compatible and that it's working. If you just go out with a sleeping bag right on the cold ground, it's pretty much just going to suck the heat out of your body. So I am going to be making a video on that next. It's en route. Excited about that one as well. It's the Thermarest X-Therm Max, so I'll be coming out with a video about that. But with Hyke Byke, from what I've seen, they're an amazing company. A little bit of a smaller company compared to your big box stores. They're out of Nevada, so definitely check them out. I'm gonna make sure to put a link in my description. And if you guys are in the market yourselves for anything you may be looking for, whether it's sleeping bags, sleeping pads, or tents, they do a lot of great stuff. And one of the biggest things I do want to kind of plug in for them, they actually are a brand that really cares about giving. They actually have it on their sleeping bag. Let's make sure you guys can see that. Hashtag gear that gives. So they're a company that really cares about poverty specifically. They actually give a lot of charitable proceedings from their income to that. So that's something that I thought was really cool that I wanted to stand behind and help support. Even from this order, my first order with this sleeping bag, the owner's been emailing me, checking in, making sure everything's good. So I really appreciate that customer service aspect. And also, again, I'll throw this stuff in the description as well. But if you guys are in the market, as I mentioned, I'd love to give you an offer code, discount code, friends and family. It's 15 bucks off your first order. So if you guys, again, are in the market, check them out. Great stuff. So I wanted to make sure to kind of split this up. Didn't want to spend too much time unpacking it, but as you can see, it does already come with its own stuff sack. Got some nice straps you can get there. It's got one that will plug in that way, so it makes your life a lot easier. So obviously this will be going in the backpack. Again, when we're talking about winter camping, something like this with Goose, for me at least, is something that I wanted to make sure to get so it can be able to pack down small enough, but also, give me the warmth and temperature rating that I need it to. A couple things on the sleeping bag I wanted to mention. As far as their size chart, they got short, regular, long. For their shorts, they're going to start at, as far as height. I don't know if you guys go by centimeters or not, but as far as feet, 5 feet 6 inches for short, regular 6'1". I ended up getting the regular. I'm 5'11", so I think this is going to work good for me. And then long is 6 feet 6 inches. So a couple of things to consider. Another things too, when we were talking about, for example, the comfort limit, as I mentioned before, how different companies don't even put this information anywhere. And then you get the sleeping bag and you're out there and you're like, it's only 20 degrees and this is supposed to be a -10, and you're like freezing to death. So I really appreciate the fact that they put all this stuff out there. It's on their website, on their uh, on the actual descriptions of the sleeping bag. Specifically for this one that I'm looking at, the Eolus, the 0 degree, and again, it's a mummy down bag as well, specifically the mummy style. This is going to be at, let's find it here. So yes, exactly. So then Hyke Byke is one of the companies that makes sure that they're open about that. So the survival limit is 15 degrees. Comfort limit for their 0 degree is 15 degrees. So again, I want to make sure I said that right. Survival limit 0 degrees, comfort limit 15 degrees. You know, for anybody else watching, if you live off or use Celsius, you know, it's -10 Celsius for the 15 degree, -17 for the 0. So at least up front, I know what I'm working with. I know what I'm going into with it. As I mentioned, I'm getting the Thermarest X-Therm sleeping patch. That's going to be awesome. I'm a pretty cold sleeper. I'm from South Florida originally. Been in the North Georgia area for a long time now, so I want to make sure I'm going to be warm. I want to make sure it's a good part of my hiking and backpacking camping experience. So I want to be able to jump right into some of these features for you guys. So some of the features that Hyke Byke was sure to make a part of this sleeping bag is the fact that while it is going to be a goose down bag, and you're still getting, again, that a good amount of ploof, you know, with the 800 fill power, so all up in the baffles. Specifically, the way that they do it, they actually get a chance to set it up where the bottom part of the sleeping bag is going to have less fill power, just due to the science. When you're laying on your back in a sleeping bag compared to a quilt, I know quilts have become very popular nowadays. When you're laying inside of the sleeping bag and on it, you're compressing down the down. It's not going to be as effective as the way that it should be. So what they've done to kind of help alleviate that, number one, it's going to help you with a little bit of weight. So they've reduced the fill power into the baffles that you're laying on your back, so you're not just putting it to waste. And they've instead put more, essentially, compared to the back, on the top, and especially in the foot box as well. So I will jump in here on a couple things into the sleeping bag itself. I want to make sure you guys can actually see it. I know it's tough to get a good feel for it, but I chose the black and tangerine, they call it. I guess orange works. So was able to get that. As you can see, it's the mummy bag. Got some nice Velcro stuff here, but just to the touch, I mean, it's already super comfortable. They're actually made sure that it is going to be hydroponic. So just like when water rolls off, you know, a plant leaf, similar idea. And also the actual down itself has been through that process to kind of make it, again, a little bit water resistant. But if you fall into a river or a lake, you know, you're screwed. So it's not going to be as effective as it should be compared to synthetic, which, again, one of the things to consider when you're looking at down or synthetic. Synthetic is going to be a little bit more versatile. You can move on with life. If it does get wet, it can still provide some warmth, but with down, it's going to clump up. So it's not really going to do what it's supposed to do in keeping you warm. So, you know, things like maintenance and things of that nature, certainly will make sure that sorry, I thought I saw a rip on here. It's something to make sure that when you're considering both options with synthetic and down, that you're knowing that ahead of time before jumping in. So some of the features on the actual sleeping bag. So again, it's going to have, make sure you guys can kind of see this. It's got a nice little zipper cover right at the end, so you don't, you know, accidentally kind of zip your skin or anything like that on the side. And the zipper itself, it's a pretty nice quality, pretty thick. So again, preventing a lot of snag. And then right at the bat, you can kind of get that covered and allow it to use the Hyke Byke logo Velcro there. It's pretty good quality there, so you can tell it's not necessarily going to waste as easily or as quickly. So we can open this up. Just right off the bat, you can see it comes with a nicely stitched strap. I'm not a pro at this stuff, so I want to make it make sense for you all. But certainly you'll have this option here just to prevent, you know, any kind of draft coming through the seams or anything like that. Then obviously once it does get a chance to loft up, you are going to see how you already have its own separate baffle, right? Essentially right behind the zipper, so you're not going to be feeling that at night. It goes all the way down. This is also a right side zipper. And then you also have another zipper down here that you can be able to utilize if you wanted to. If you want to like go back up, maybe in the warmer temperature, you can stick your leg out or anything like that, so you can be able to do that. The foot box as well, you can definitely see that it's very much extra padded. You can kind of just feel it with it being the Mummy. It's going to be a lot more condensed there. And what's really cool too, make sure to add some hangers here, we could call them. So definitely, like when you go to REI or any of these box stores or any store really, you really don't want to keep your bag compressed when it's in storage. So you want to make sure that you'll be able to hang it up or laying it out flat so it's lofty, and really only compressing it when you're putting it into the stuff sack, you know, when you're hiking out to your destination. So you'll have that inside. Try and keep this somewhat visible, but inside, so again, I'm 5'11", this is a 6'1" length, but you see very comfortable to the touch. I mean, super nice. But I want to show you guys, I want to find where it's at. So you actually have, it's a holder, but again, it can be for your cell phone or, you know, your water filter, keys, whatever. So you have its own little compartment here with some Velcro, put your stuff in there, keep it warm. And as you can see, it's got this cinch all the way around your shoulders, ideally, that you can utilize from here. So when you are in your tent, well, if you want to be in your tent or hammock, you can make sure that that's going to be all around your shoulders. So when you're moving around, I'm a side sleeper specifically as well. So if I'm on my back, moving to my side, every time I'm moving, the warm air that my body's been creating is not just, you know, fluffing out. So that way you can kind of protect that, and also just regular draft throughout the night, you're protecting yourself a little bit more. So you have that cinch on the inside. On the outside of the hood, you will have another one as well. That's going to be for your kind of hood cinch here. So that's pretty cool. So you can honestly keep yourself pretty tight. Just have your mouth is pretty much sticking out. You know, general kind of camping rules in a way. Make sure you're not keeping your mouth inside of your sleeping bag. They say that you produce about 1 liter or so of condensation throughout the night. So you definitely wouldn't want to pour 1 liter of water inside of your sleeping bag. But if you did that and just kept your mouth covered up, that's pretty much what would take place. So make sure you got your mouth exposed out there. And obviously, if it's really cold, you know, you can wear like a gaiter or something just to kind of keep your nose warm. Honestly, yeah, that's pretty much what it is. I don't want to keep this going too long, but I do want to mention as well that these sleeping bags are also hammock compatible. So that's been pretty cool. I know hammock camping has been pretty big. I'm in the tent world, so we'll see, maybe down the road we'll try that out. But anyways, thanks guys, appreciate you checking it out. I'll leave the information in the description. If you guys are in the market, check Hyke Byke, and it's with a Y, HY, and BI when you guys type it in. But definitely check them out. They're doing a lot of cool stuff, and I'm happy to support them. And like I said, we'll be coming out with some more videos in the future. Thanks for checking us out.